All right, guys, welcome to Saturday night. What's going on? Who's going to come join me tonight? I would bet that Eric's going to be first in the room. Just a guess. Come on, Shadow Ops, where are you? Oh, Boss 223, you beat him in. All right. Good job. That's funny. All right. Good job. So what's going on? What's new and exciting? Anything? Anything RC going on in your life? What's going on? Oh, anything for. We don't have to talk about RC. Whatever's going on. Working on a new 108, an ME 108. Um. Wow. Where did you get a 108? Yeah, that's very unusual. I think Kermit's working on one of those, isn't he? A real one, you know. Yeah, where did you get a model? Oh, a motion ARF? Oh, no kidding. Am I in the bed crib yet? No, not quite, Jeff. Good to see you, man. No, but this is a real background. That's not a green screen. That's part of the hobby room. The French doors that you saw are right over there. Okay, and yeah, and then there's two 3D printers right here. This is the Creality K1 Max, and then this is the Anycubic Cobra S1. This is a multicolor printer here. So, and then my K1C is on the table right there. David, what's up? How you doing, Crystal? Good to see you. Well, Bill, what's going on? How you doing, man? So, yeah, so making more and more progress, getting a lot done. Actually, it's working out pretty good. The upstairs is getting pretty full right now because I've got everything off the floor under the area of the living room. Um, we're going to be finishing those joists this week, and then I've got part of the floor in the living room. The first 12 by 16 is in, and I have another 16 by 16 to put in. And we have two cars in the garage now and two motorcycles. So we made progress there. The new Dodge is in the garage here. Keep it out of the rain. We had a lot of rain today. Oh my God, it's been raining all day today. And so, Augerdan, what's up? That's my favorite name on YouTube. I love that one. And a short bus. No, I don't have the short bus parked in here. So, but yeah, the cars. There's room for two cars over here. I haven't put the other one in yet. Well, actually, I had the Impala in. I took it back out to bring the Dodge in because the Impala's got to go down to the tranny shop to get redone because the tranny's not right. So, got to take it back and have them finish it. It works, but it's not working right. It was all set up for drag racing, and I don't know what he changed, but he must have changed something. So, um, I'm in a takeout window. Yeah. Yeah, so these are the two printers. I have three printers now. There's the K1Cs over there. This is the K1 Max. This is the Anycubic Cobra S1. Um, all three of these machines are doing outstanding work. Just beautiful work. Really, really, really impressed with how good these print. Um, the I had a K2 Plus and I had to send that back because it wasn't working at all. It was doing a horrible job. Actually, it wasn't doing any job. It wouldn't work. All it was printing is this. These fails, fail, fail, 4 fails here. But there's plenty more. It would get this far and stop. I think it was overheating. I think there was something bad on a board, and it was overheating. And I wasn't going to even try to fix it. I just sent it back. I have no time. I have no time to diagnose and repair 3D printers right now. I got too much going on. So I just sent it back. So, sounds costly. No, not in what way, Bill? None of these machines were expensive. They were all on sale. I got great deals on all 3 of these. And this one came with the Ace, or the 4. So this printer was really about $200, which is the same price as the Igloo I was telling you about. The Centennial Carbon is $199, which is incredible. And that's about the same price because this one came with the the ACM or the CFM, whatever you want to call it. They call it the Ace, but it's the 4 spool holder that actually has a dryer built into it, and I can do multicolored prints with it. And I've only done 2 multicolors. Let me think a second. Yeah, I think I've only done 2 multicolor prints. Well, it was, you know, it was done about 6-8 months ago, and I haven't been driving the car, so I didn't really realize. Yeah, I drove it home and I wasn't worried about it. But yeah, it was costly, and then I took it out one day to, you know, just kind of blow it out a little bit and realized that the training's not shifting the way it was when I was drag racing it. So he either changed something in the valve body, or it's not my transmission at all, which means it doesn't have any of the good hard parts in it that I spent a lot of money on to, you know, make the thing live through drag racing on nitrous. And so I got to take it back. And the guy's super busy, and I'm fine. I'm not, you know, as long as he's going to fix it. I got plenty of time. I haven't got money to go drag racing right now, or time. So we're not gonna worry about that right now. But I just want the training right so that when I am ready to go, you know, the car's ready. So, but we've got a brand new drag strip that opened up in Florida. Probably about 6 months ago, I'm guessing now. Officially opened, but they really weren't 100% ready to drag race. They're still really not 100%. They still have a few more. You know, they're building it slowly. The guy has plenty of money. He's just, you know, he wants to do it right. So he's not knee jerk breaking his back to do it. Eric, what's up, EQ? How you doing, man? So he hasn't got a wind light up yet. He's got this real nice gantry over the start finish line, where he's got traffic lights, regular street traffic lights. So if you want to do some street red light racing, he can do that. And then he's got a regular Christmas tree underneath for regular drag racing, and he's got time boards at the end, but he doesn't have a wind light yet. So we don't know who wins. Just because the one guy's got the quicker time doesn't mean he won. So we don't have any wind lights, so we never know who wins the race. I mean, sometimes you can tell. He's got cameras, so we're watching him race, but we don't always know who the winner is for sure. So we need, and I guess they've got the lights. They just haven't wired them yet. They got to run wires and stuff, and I don't know if he's got to hire an electrician to do that, if he's got somebody on staff that can do it. I don't know. But yeah, so we're waiting for the wind lights to come in. They don't really have a tower. They've got they do a live stream every Friday night, guys. If you want to watch this place, and this place is like 5 miles from my house. It's right down the street, and they do a live stream every Friday night. At Test and Tune night, and it's called Leadfoot City. You guys can all watch. Just, you know, and if you start watching, you might see me, because I was gonna yesterday I was gonna take Deb's car to the strip and run it. She's got a Cadillac ATS. The thing's pretty damn quick, especially for this is an 1/8 mile track, so especially for 1/8 mile racing, this car's perfect because I don't think it has the legs to go quarter mile, but it's sure got plenty of get up and go for a short eighth mile. Man, it's really quick off the line. So I was gonna take it down there, but they had a threat of rain, so I didn't go. Victor, what's up? Hey, I've been watching your jet posts. Nice job. The guy did a great job landing the F4 on one engine. That was beautiful. Nicely done. So that was cool. So thank you for the videos, man. I appreciate those. That's fun to watch. So yeah, so that's the drag strip. I want to take the new Charger down there. I had some brake issues with the Charger I've been overcoming. And slowly but surely I'm getting it handled. I didn't make it home the day I bought it all in one. I had to stop and let it brakes cool down. The left front brake was dragging really bad, and it overheated. So we were probably an hour from home, and we pulled over and sat at a gas station for an hour to let the brakes cool down. And then I didn't use the brakes the rest of the way home. I used the emergency brake and gave myself plenty of room to stop. Of course, I had brakes if I needed them, but I just gave myself plenty of room, and I used the emergency brake to stop me at a light, and made it home fine. The brakes stayed cool because I never applied them. So after taking it apart, and he just put all brand new brakes, paid somebody to put all brand new brakes on the car, rotors and calipers, and the left front caliper's defective. It was assembled wrong at the factory, when they rebuilt it. So the one dust seal was folded under and jammed in with the piston. So the piston wasn't able to retract. When you let go of the brakes, they usually, suck back in slightly just to get off the rotor. So they're still dragging on the rotor, but barely, they're just barely touching it. And this one wouldn't back off. There's a 2-piston caliper, and one piston was jamming the whole thing and causing it way overheat. So I replaced the caliper. And then I still had it was much, much better, but I still suspected I had a problem. I was still getting more heat in that side than the other. So I figured it's got to have a bad brake hose. And that was a nightmare. It's funny, when I bought the Impala SS 25 years ago, and especially when I was working at AutoZone, their books were wrong. Every time I looked up something for the Impala, they wanted to know if it was for the police car or not the police car, and it was never right either way anyway. And I always had to diagnose it myself to find the right part, mostly brake parts. And then wouldn't you know, the same thing. I go to get a new brake hose for this, and the hoses are all wrong. And so now, for you guys that don't know, the Daimler Chrysler, it's German Chrysler. Back in the day when it's an 06 car, and 06 all the way to 2022, I think, somewhere around there, has been Daimler Chrysler. Maybe not quite that far. I know another company bought out Daimler, but it was a Mercedes E-Class car, same car. And all the cars, the Charger, the Challenger, the Magnum, all the same car. The 300, the Chrysler 300, all exact same car. The chassis and all the inner structure was all exactly the same in all these cars. The only thing was different was the outer skin, the outer fenders and stuff. Other than that, they were all identical. But they don't have the brake hoses right on any of them, except the only hose I found that was correct, and I don't know why it's different because they're the same hose. All cars use the same hose, and the left and right hoses are identical, except for there's a bracket that is on this way on the left side and this way on the right side. So the brackets are flipped over. And the only hose that was right was the passenger side front hose on a Dodge Magnum. An 06 Dodge Magnum was the only correct made hose. But the bracket was wrong. It was right for the right side, but I needed the left hose. So I bought the hose, uncrimped the bracket, flipped it over, put it back on, and that worked out perfect. And now the brakes are perfect. I drive the car, and the right front is dragging more than the left now. The left stays cold, and the right is a little warm. So I think I have a little. So I might end up replacing the right side hose too, just to make sure that there's not another issue going on there. But yeah, so now the car's great. The brakes are working great. I was trying to make sure because I want to take it to the drag strip, but I don't want to take it there if the brakes are dragging, because that's just going to slow me down, and then I'm not going to get good times that way. So, uh, you can't hear me? What do you mean you can't hear me? Why can't you hear me? Looks good here. My volume's all the way up on the mic, and it's looks like my sound matches my mouth. So, anybody else having trouble hearing me, or are we good? Oh, no kidding, Bill. Bill Flynn passed away? No shit. Wow, I didn't know that. What happened? Probably cancer, I'm guessing. Oh, I got you. He's got his sound turned down not to wake up the boss. I got you. Yeah, we don't want to wake up Air Boss. So, okay. Gotcha. All right, good. Wow. Wow, Bill, that's not great news. Um, so any was he suffering from anything, or just old age, or you know anything, anything, or just that Ryan posted that he died? Yeah, that was Ryan's drinking buddy. I say that, guys, if you weren't watching that night. I was watching that night. The two of them got drunk on camera. It was pretty bad. Unless you want to watch a couple of drunks, it was pretty bad. They got way off track. We weren't talking about RC anything anymore. Yeah, I remember that night. Yeah, yeah. I was. I think I stopped watching Ryan's show after that night. It was because I'm not a drinker, and I don't really care to watch, uh, drunk people. You know, so I kind of lost interest in Ryan's show after that. Of course, he was drinking wine every show anyway, but still, yeah. Anyway, well, I'm sorry to hear that about Bill. That's unless he was suffering, then it was just time. But um, we all think we want to live forever, and it's not necessarily um, not necessarily a good thing. It's probably for some of us, when it's time, it's probably a good thing. So, all right, let's get off that subject. That's just too depressing. I don't want to get too upset here. Yeah. So what else is going on? Um, just been working harder on the garage since I've gotten so far with it. Now it's really given me more. Um, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Kind of. I'm really getting anxious now because it's getting close. I mean, all the flooring is in up above the hobby shop here. So, and some of you guys saw those pictures. I put a picture up that called it Paul's future bedroom. Um, it's about half full up there now. There's a lot of airplanes and all the crap that was on the floor in the garage is over here is all upstairs. And so the only thing left to put up there now, so I can finish the floor, is I've got about 5 airplanes on the back of my one Impala um, that I just have to set upstairs. And then there's a couple of things maybe I put up there, but I just got to shuffle them around. That's why I didn't put the other car in the garage, because I'm going to move the stuff over here while I'm cleaning up over there. And then when we're ready to put the joists in, which are on the other side of the car. See, my one Impala's over here, and the Dodge, I had the other Impala over here, but I moved it out to put the Charger in. And what we're going to have to do is lift the boards up over the Impala. So I'm going to have two friends come over and help me, and we're going to get those. There's about 6, 7, 8, I think 8 boards, the joists for the floor. And we get those in, and then the pile of wood that's on the floor is the rest of the flooring. So once I get the joists in place and secured, I can put the flooring on it, secure it, and then the full upstairs living room is finished, the floor, and then I can start building the walls for the upstairs apartment. And so I got some airplanes in here I have to move. There's about 11 airplanes in here I got to move upstairs. So the upstairs is going to be pretty full until I get the living room built. Then we'll be able to start moving things around. Once I get the electrical running here and the drywall up, then I can start moving all the airplanes in here in their racks all the way around, including probably this wall here that's my backdrop right now. I haven't decided yet. Originally, I thought I was going to put this stuff upstairs. I still might. That's not off the table, but Deb and I were talking about it, and I can buy this same stuff in the wood grain finish, and we thought that might look better upstairs instead of the white. We're not sure, so we're gonna wait and see. It was cheap enough. I wouldn't mind buying it again. It wouldn't be a big deal. It was only a couple $100 to buy all. There's 4 bookcases like these 2 you see in the picture here, and then there's the low piece, which is that where the you can see the printer. Well, my cup's blocking it. That's the old printer, the Ender 3. So that low unit there's 2 of those. So 2 of those, one here, one on the other side. The bookcase is over there, and then you can just see the edge of the bookcase right there. That white part next to the Ender 3. That's another bookcase, and then there's one more bookcase I haven't built yet that goes on the other end. So you get 4 bookcases and 2 of the low sections for like $200. And so we might just do that again and put wood grain upstairs. I don't know. We're not there yet. I gotta build the bathroom. That's the next thing. We've also made a decision too. I think we're going to just go ahead and order the new trailer now, and have it put in next to this garage on the other side instead of putting it where the old trailer is. We're going to leave the old trailer where it is. It's just going to be too hard to move stuff out of it. Once the new trailer's up, we can start moving things from that trailer to the new trailer. And then if I decide I want to tear it down or burn it or whatever, I can do that after. But we're going to just go order the new one and put it over here. It's going to cost several $1,000s more because I'm going to have to they're going to have to move the electrical. They're going to have to extend the pole all the way over there, and then they're going to have to move. I'll have to have a new septic system put in. So the hell with it. Let's just do it. I just want to get it in and get in it. I want to be living in it. I don't want to be. I don't want to live in that old piece of shit anymore. So we've decided to let's just do it. So I think probably the next week or 2 we're going to go order the new trailer. And just tell them I'm only going to have to cut down 5 trees just to make sure it's got plenty of room around it, and I can do that in a day. So that's an easy job versus trying to tear everything out of that trailer and put it someplace. That's going to take months. I don't want to do it. And we were going to put it all in the garage here. I'm not going to have room to put it all in here. Then I was going to order some pods and put it in the pods, and I don't want to do that either. And we even talked about buying a shipping container and put it all in the shipping container, and then after we move and everything's gone, we could sell the shipping container. And I've decided that I think we're just gonna put the trailer somewhere else so we can just get in it and be done. So that's probably what's going to happen next. That's what it's looking like anyway. So we're going to spend a little extra money to have the new electric put. they're just going to have to extend the electric from about 30 feet from my garage here. Um, I don't know. They'll probably just go around the garage. They might go under it, but I doubt it. They'll probably just go around it. Um, it's going to be extended a couple hundred feet to go over where the new house will be. So yeah, so that's what I think is what we're gonna do, and I doubt they're gonna put another pole in, maybe, but I doubt it. I think they'll just extend the wire underground, and that'll be fine. So I think we're just gonna have them do it that way, and that'll be good. And yeah, so we're gonna be in that new house much sooner than I thought. And the only downside to that, possibly, is I had it figured out to get it in. We could still do that. Is to do it like in September, October, in the fall, so that we're past the rainy season. Because if they try to do it during the rainy season, they're going to have to prep the ground and run the electrical in the ground and the new septic all in rainy weather, and I don't know how well that'd work. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. That's the new plan. We've just decided we'd rather have the house over here. I mean, ideally, we'd like it to be where it is, but we just have too much stuff in there, and I just don't have any place to put it. The garage is going to be. It's going to take me too long to get this in a position where we could bring all the stuff from the house and put it in the garage and keep it in here for 2 months while they're building the. You only put a 50 amp service in the garage, Bill? I thought you were doing some welding out there. How the hell are you doing that on 50 amps? That's crazy. How the hell are you welding on 50 amps? All right. 50 amps is plenty to run your welder? Really? You got a stick welder? Like a Lincoln stick welder? Yeah, I'm going to run at least a 100 amp service out to the garage here. I think they want 200. Yeah, but is it a stick welder or a wire feed? Um, oh, a stick and TIG. And it works on 50 amps. No kidding. Wow. I got a big Lincoln, and I think it says 100 amp on it. It's a 100 amp welder. So, all right, what do you guys? I keep seeing my conversation viewers move from 6 to 8 to 6 to 8 to 6. So some of you guys are watching something else. Is somebody else on right now? That I looked. I made sure there wasn't anybody else on before I went live. So what are you guys watching? Am I screwing something up here for somebody? Because I'll I don't have to be on. Well, if there's somebody else on, I'll just shut it down. We don't have to do that. I just keep watching my count go up and down, constantly. It's so just curious. All right, so I saw. I didn't go look at the price because I know I can't afford it, but I saw that Horizon came out with a new turbine, a T45 turbine jet. I'm sure it's an ARF. Did any of you guys see that? I guess they released it Thursday. Any of you guys buy it? Did you guys were in the Zoom with Spencer? Did he buy one? I'm gonna go look now since we're here. Let's go look and see what it's going on. I'm sure it's way out of my price range. Looked nice though. Although I'm not crazy about the blue. I've never seen a real T45 trainer. It's a trainer. They're always orange, you know, red, orange, and white, not blue and white. I've never seen a real one blue and white. I don't know. I really don't know who would be using a blue and white one. It doesn't look bad. I like it. You know, well, it's actually red, white, and blue, but it's mostly blue, and they're normally just orange and white. You know, that's like a caution orange. You know, the oh well, that's way better than I thought it would be. Wow. Yeah. Uh, if you buy it with the landing gear, it's $3,000, and if you buy it with the landing gear and the turbine, it's $5,500. So that's not too bad. I was expecting it to be more than that. They don't. Oh, there's the option with the servos. Okay, yeah. So it's $7,000 if you want. Now we're getting back. Yeah. Now if you buy it with the turbine and all the servos and the landing gear and everything, yeah. Now it's and the ESCs, you know, the smart technology, all that. Yeah. Now it's $7,000. Yeah. Yeah. That's not happening. I don't have time or money for that. And I already have that same airplane from Phoenix models, the Bayhawk. Um, so I'm not buying another one. All right, close that now. Good. Oh, are you going to put a hanger up, Eric? Are you? Good for you, buddy. Man, I'm telling you, this is the best thing I ever did. I know I took $30,000 out of my 401k, but it was totally worth it. This has been unbelievable. You don't know how much you're going to love it until you do it. Yeah, I know you guys all want room for your airplanes and everything, and you don't want to spend the money. You can't take it with you, guys. I'm telling you, just do it. Do it now while you can enjoy it. This was the best thing I ever did. I was really mad that I had to blow my $30,000, but I'm so glad I did it because I love this building. Oh my God, what a and this has been so much fun to build this whole living quarters inside. Has been a total blast, and knowing what the finished outcome is going to be like this, this whole wall, it's 16 foot of wall here that's finished. The ceiling's in, which you can see in the picture. There's ceiling, the walls, um, the furniture, everything. It's done, and to know that the whole place is going to look like this is just crazy. Hey, 16 by 30 is beautiful. Okay, that's more than enough, buddy. That's plenty. If my living quarters is 20 by 20. Okay, but it extends. Um, so it's going to go down. My hobby room is 20 by 28, but it narrows to 16 by 28. So my whole living quarter hobby room area here is going to be just a little bit bigger than what you're getting, and are you planning on just doing that for airplanes, or are you going to keep cars in there? Jeff in Lower Alabama, what's up? How you doing, man? It'd be like keeping your Harley in your living room, like David does. uh, I guess that's the downstairs family room. I don't know. It's got a fireplace, you know. It's got a fireplace and couch, television, and then a Harley. Remember that show Vegas? You know, a long time ago. You know, he kept his Corvette inside there, and the whole, you know, pit and the living room was right there next to where he parked the Corvette, and you know that was when I saw that, that was my dream garage. That's what made me want to build this. You know, when I saw that, I said, that's what I want to live in. You know. So that's why I built this. I wanted that, you know, something similar to that. Planes, trains, and automobiles. There you go. There you go. Yeah. So, yeah. So what? I ordered a lift. Oh, good. That's some breaking news. All right. I ordered a car lift. I don't know. This could be sketchy. But you never know. All right. So we've all seen the sales. Uh-oh. What happened here? Oh my God. Is my hacker back? Why did that do that? That was weird. Why did it do that? I think my hacker's back. Um, well, anyway, we're back. So you know they're having a closeout sale and everything's half price. Okay, well if they can sell it for half price and still make money on it, then they've been way overcharging, right? I mean, obviously. Um, so this place, I think, actually, I thought it was in California. It turns out, I think the ad came from China. So it's going to be a Chinese. I'm sure it's going to be a Chinese copy. It was listed as a band park or band pack, which is a very good brand lift. All right, BAND PAK. If you look it up, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a very big brand of car lifts. 4-post lift. It's gray with yellow ramps, some yellow trim, but it's mostly gray with yellow trim. And it's supposed to be, you know, top of the notch. Normally, it's a 9,000-pound lift. Normally, it was, I think, $4,500. Their excuse for selling it this cheap was that they needed to get clear. They had 30 of them left over, or 33 of them. The old stock, they needed to make room for new stock. So they're blowing these out at $1,200. So I ordered it. And then I called my credit card company to see if it was a scam or not. They don't have any issue. They don't have any reports. They don't know anything. They just said, well, just, you know, give them a couple weeks to see if it comes, and you know, and if it doesn't, then we'll file a claim and, you know, get your money back. And I said, okay, all right. I just wanted to. No, it wasn't U.S. stock. They claimed it was U.S. stock, but then I got a shipping notification from China. So, which is a good thing. I mean, at least I got a shipping notification, you know, tracking number. I hadn't shipped yet because I'm sure it's coming over on a boat. They ain't gonna fly that over. So it's going to be weeks before I see it because it's going to come over on a boat. But yeah, it was supposed to be U.S. stock. That's what they claimed. Yes, it was supposed to be a U.S. warehouse in California, and but you know, so I got a. Well, it didn't actually ship yet. I got a shipping notification, a tracking number. It says processing, so it sounds like it's going to ship. I mean, at least it's, you know, they've got a number and they've got a. You know, they've said the shipping company has the paperwork, it's processing, you know, all that. So it's probably getting on a ship. The ship's not ready to sail yet because it's not full, and until it fills, I'm going to be waiting. But at least I've got a tracking number, and so hopefully it's kind of like your B-17. Hopefully it's coming. So anyway, but I'm pretty excited about that. So that's I got to make room over here where the car's parked over here. I got to move that car, and I can't move the car until I get this floor done, so I can get the wood off the floor that's blocking the car. So that's why there's an order. Everything's been this way. There's always been something in my way that I have to take care of first to do this so that I can do that. And it's the whole process because I brought everything out here in the garage. Oh yeah, Bill, you have no idea. I mean, I do so much work on cars, and I'm tired of working on my back on the floor. I'm tired of working out in the yard in the grass. I'm tired of it. I need a lift, and I broke down, and I already have a backup lift in place in case this does never appear. I have another one I'm going to buy that's only $2,500. That is from a U.S. company, a U.S. I can go get that one. It's in Savannah, Georgia. It'll be a drive to go get it, but that'll save me $800 in shipping, and it's not going to cost me anywhere near $800 to drive to Savannah with my car trailer, put the lift on the trailer, and bring it home. So that's so we'll see if it comes. I'm keeping my eye on the shipping notification to know when it's going to get here, but I've got plenty of time to clean this area over here where the lift's going to go. So we're going to just keep our fingers crossed and wait and see what happens. I'm hoping that more than likely. Yeah, well, that's the problem when you build a big airplane like that, Eric. Why do you think I built this? I started buying bigger airplanes, and I was like, I can't get these in and out of the house. They're too damn big, so I got, and that's why I finally pulled the trigger. I said I can't do this any longer. I gotta have my shop. That's all there is to it. I can't deal with buying bigger airplanes and not being able to, get them in and out the door. That's been my biggest problem is not damaging them, getting them in and out of the house. That's why I put double French doors over here so that I can just open them up and have total access to the whole garage and just walk out the double doors into the big garage with a 12-foot door and go right outside with it without banging it into anything. So, Mr. Stewart, how are you, Lyndon? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't officially started them back up officially, but um, we're gonna just play it by ear. I'll do them when I can, and so we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so that's good news. I bought a lift, and again, I don't. I'm not totally believing it's coming, but we'll see. I'm hopeful. At least, like I said, I got a tracking number. I got a shipping notification. I went to the shipping website. It says processing. So it all looks pretty legit. So there he is. What's up, Spence? How you doing, man? So anyway, we'll see what happens. Well, hopefully that'll get here. That'll just make things even better. So I'm at the point I bought brand new headlights for the Dodge, and it requires you to remove the front bumper cover to replace them. And if I remove I have to get underneath the car to take the splash plate off, and I'm just not willing to do it. I'm not crawling under that car. The headlights are good in there for now. I already have the new ones. When I get my lift, I can get the car up in the air to take the front cover off. I'll do that, and then I'll put my new headlights in. I'm not getting on my back and crawling under the car to do it. Screw it. God, that's funny. Big Jim, what's up? How you doing, man? Thumbnail is a white Doran. What? My Zoom thumbnail is a. All right, let me go look. I don't know why it's doing that. Let's go see what that looks like. That should be. Um, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what it is. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, it'll change. At some point, they're just going to automatically take a screenshot of the live stream and put it in place of that. So yeah, it should have just taken the first picture that went up when I went live, but it didn't do it this time for some reason. But I see what it is. Yeah, yeah, it'll change. It'll change periodically throughout the Zoom. I'm surprised it hasn't changed already. Um, but yeah, that'll change. Yeah, it's just a white. Looks like a little piece of film stream in the white background. Um, you ordered two of those, Big Jim? Wow, good for you. Yeah, I chose to go a different route, um, only because don't get me wrong. I'm sure that's going to be an awesome printer. I'm you know I'm still on the fence where I might buy one anyway, but I bought this one instead. This is the Anycubic Cobra S1, and I bought it because this was a combo that does multicolor. Now they say that the Elegul is going to do multicolor, but it doesn't come equipped for it. Um, I don't believe it has. I don't remember. I don't believe it comes with a poop chute. Now that doesn't stop you from doing it. The Max and the K1C don't have poop chutes either, but there's a kit you can buy to turn both these into multicolor printers. They're just letting the poop fall down in the bottom of the printer, and the Elegul could do the same thing. But this one, for about the same money for the printer, came with the Ace 4 spool color unit, the poop chute. This is the poop chute right here. And it's already set up to do it all. And for about the same money, it was $549 for the whole thing. So the printer, the spool holder, 4 spool holder, which also is a dryer, which nobody else is doing that yet. That was a great idea. I don't know why nobody thought of that before, but this is the only one. I think the new Creality, and I actually think the new Bamboo for their new H2 carbon, whatever it is. There's a new spool. They've got a new one of those. The CF, what is that? No, it's not the CF. The AMF, I think it is. Anyway, I think their new one has a dryer in it, but this one came with the dryer, so I can dry the filament while I'm printing or before I print, before and while, or I can just turn the dryer on and just let it dry. It's pretty versatile. So yeah, I went with this one instead of the Elegoo, because I didn't want to wait for the Elegoo, and I did. And again, like I said, it doesn't come multicolor ready, so. Oh, no kidding! Your son's moving. Is he moving in with you, or just moving into the same town? Oh, okay, cool. All right, so it does come set up for the poop, but they're not ready. They don't have the poop thing figured out yet, but they did. Well, I couldn't remember if they did or not. I knew it was coming. You know, I knew they were going to do it. I just didn't think it came ready for it. But so yeah, they're still working on that. So, but this one was already ready, and this machine's fantastic, and it was about the same price. It really was. It was about the exact same price as the Elegoo when you figure the Ace with it. So, I mean, I got it on sale. Um, so I was, you know, they of course they raised their prices because of the tariffs. Anyway, so it used to be $5.99. It went up to $6.99. Then they had it on sale for $6.49 or no $6.59. Um, and then I found it on eBay. Apparently, they forgot to change. They forgot they had an eBay ad running for $5.59, and so I ordered it at $5.59. So so they probably like, oh shit, we forgot about that. We better fix that, you know. So but anyway, I got it for $5.59. So I was really happy with that, and it prints beautiful. The stuff I've printed off it's fantastic. Um, it poops too much, but I've only done two multicolor prints, but it poops even if you're not multicolor printing, which kind of irritates me. It'll poop 4 times just to do a normal print. I have no idea why. I don't know why it's pooping, but it poops 4 poops before it just does a regular single color print. You know, which I don't understand that because the other two machines don't have to poop to do a single color print, but this one does. So there'll probably be a firmware upgrade for that, or something to stop that. Some they're going to complain. Everybody will complain about that. Um, so so how's your health doing? Are you doing better? Where are you at with your health, buddy? Spencer, are you going to do a Zoom tonight? Are you going to do a sim race? What are you doing? A NASCAR sim? What are you doing? What kind of race you doing? And did you order the T45 that Horizon just came out with? Oh, GT Gran Turismo 3. Um, and no, it's wood. Oh, is it all wood? Listen, I think I have it. It's the same plane. Let me get it. Okay, well, this is the wing, one of the wings. I couldn't put my hand on the fuselage. I might have put it upstairs. I don't remember putting it upstairs, but I might have. But this is the Phoenix model that Tower sells. And yeah, it's wood actually, but it's got carbon fiber. It's all carbon fiber reinforced. So you can see that here. So that it's wood, but it's carbon fiber reinforced. And so this is the wing. It's I don't know how big this thing is. It's pretty big. It's already wired for lights. There's the light at the corner where the corner light goes, right there. And yeah, but yeah, you're right. It is wood, but it's wood. It's carbon fiber reinforced wood. So, and I thought the fuselage was. It's got carbon fiber reinforced stringers, but I thought the shell was fiberglass. I thought. I can't put. It's two pieces. You got to bolt it together. I can't find it. I cleaned all that up. I thought I had left the fuselage right next to the wings, but it wasn't there. So I don't know what I did with it. Actually, I think I did put it on the floor, but I can't get to that part of the floor at the moment. So that could be the problem. But anyway. Oh, that's good information, Eric. Yeah. So Trump's idea is working. People are wanting to make deals with us now. They want to bring business to the U.S. They're going to build plants here. So that's what we need. Yeah, that was the whole goal, and that's working. Pinewood Derby. Yeah. Yeah, the jets are made in China. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, of course they're junk. Oh, that's too funny. Oh my god. Yeah, so I bought the Bayhawk. It was on sale, a year ago. Um, it's beautifully done. I mean, the wood is beautiful. The covering is beautiful. This is really, really nice. And then there's two servo holes here in the bottom of the wing, the aileron and the flaps. Um, so none of this is glued. I have to glue. It's assembled, but it's not glued. But super nice. The quality of this is very nice. So yeah, I can't wait you know, to get the garage done so I can build this. Because I've got several of these kits. I've got this. I've got the giant T28 that I bought from Legend Hobbies. I want to put that together. I have the full ARF, or no, it's a plug and play kit from Dancing Wing, the PT-17, the biplane, the Sturman biplane. I got that to build. Yeah, I got a bunch of big airplanes to build, and no time to do it right now. Got to get this garage done. So I was going to go flying today. I didn't go. I might go tomorrow, weather permitting. It rained all day today, but it did start raining. It was supposed to start raining early, and it didn't. But then at 3 o'clock, it just poured, and it poured from like 3 to 9. It was just been on and off, but hard rain. It would stop for 10 minutes, then it would hard rain again, and yeah, we had a lot of rain today, a lot of rain. So I don't know what we're gonna get tomorrow. I don't know what. So I might go flying tomorrow. We'll see. Um, just haven't had time between the cars. I've got two friends' cars here. I'm trying to work on, plus the my Impala that I'm working on, and I'm getting it ready for paint. And then I bought the Charger, and haven't had to do any real work on that. I mean, I spent a couple hours fixing the brakes, and then I've been taking it to car shows. Um, oh, you drove by Thursday? Why'd you stop in? I was home. So I used the car show to clean it. I've been polishing and I used some plastic, McGuire's plastic back, rejuvenant, and I went over all the black on the car. All the, there's a black spoiler and then the black vinyl on the hood and the quarters in the back, and I polished all that stuff up so it looks really good. Um, the car's looking great, and yeah. So I don't really have to work on it. I've been just piddling with it, but I mostly, other than fixing the brakes, I work on it at the car show. I just clean it and polish it and that kind of stuff. So, um, but yeah, yeah, that's all I've had time to do. I mean, just trying, breaking my ass on the garage. Deb keeps telling me I got to slow down. Whatever. um, oh, you were on your way to Wiki Wachi. Oh yeah, yeah. Did you have a good time up there? I haven't. God, I haven't been to Wiki Wachi. I haven't been there since I moved here. When we came down on vacation when I was a kid, I'd been there. Um, but since I moved to Florida in '83, I don't think. Maybe I've been here once since then. Yeah, I've been there once since I moved here. Um, but yeah, it's been a long time. I haven't been there in quite a while. I used to drive my bus by it every day. I mean, I don't live far from it. Christ, it's 5 miles. Uh, it's about the same distance to the new drag strip it is to go to Wiki Wachi. It's a 7-10 minute tops drive, one way or the other, to get to either Wiki Wachi or the drag strip. So you flipped a kayak. Oh my god. Oh my god. So you lost your phone and your glasses, but still fun. All right. Who'd you go there with? Anybody special? Did you go with Andy? I've just looked on YouTube for iRacing. I think I found the one Spencer's doing. Since it's GT3, I think this is it. Because that's the kind of cars they're running. It looks like fun. Did you guys see the rig that Cletus got? Cletus McFarland got a full race rig to practice NASCAR. Did you guys happen to catch that? uh, oh, you took your kid, your daughter? You think so, Jim? Yeah, that's another thing I'd love to be doing, but I don't have time for that either. I did down. I'll be honest. There's. I don't know if you guys have seen it. You probably, if you're on YouTube, you've seen it. That battleship game where you zoom in and aim your gun and fire at the submarines and the other battleships, and I'm sure you've seen it on YouTube. I downloaded the game, and God, that's a huge download. It was I think 80 gig, um, which is huge, and then I tried to play it. There's a test game, and I got in there, but you need a mouse with a wheel so that you can zoom in, and I don't have that. Well, I do. I just got one, but I didn't have it hooked up. So I played with it for a few minutes and I gave up. Um, yeah, well, he's making, each one of his videos gets over a million views. So each video is somewhere in the range of about $80,000 every time he does a video. And then when he does a live race, he gets millions of viewers at $10 a view. So that's $10 million to live stream one of his races at the racetrack. So he's just making gobs of money, just gobs. Well, actually, Jim, he placed eighth because two guys in front of him got disqualified. So he finished 10th, but he ended up getting eighth because the two cars were disqualified. They had illegal. So he should have got an eighth place, a technical eighth place finish. So yeah, but yeah, he did great. And he was running on 7 cylinders, guys. All right, so he stayed in the draft. He just kept his nose clean, stayed in the draft, and just stuck it out. And yeah, on 7 cylinders, they dropped a valve spring. A valve spring broke, so they were on 7 cylinders almost. It was on lap 5 that the valve spring broke, and he actually finished in 10th position. And then 2 cars in front of him got disqualified. So he should have be credited with an 8th place finish at Talladega. So now he's going to do Bristol, I think, which is a short track. That's going to be a big deal. He's going to suffer with that one because that one's going to take a lot of patience, and a lot of a lot of forgiveness when somebody crowds you and bumps into you, and you can't get mad and retaliate. I mean, you can, but you're not going to finish the race that way. So you just got to kind of just brush it off and keep going. And so I can't wait to see him. I see how he does at Bristol. But yeah, Cletus got some talent. You know, he flies planes. He learned to fly immediately. He flies helicopters. He bought an airport. Um, you know, he got his big jet. I don't know if you guys saw that. He bought a jet right here at the Brooksville Airport, which is right across the street from the new drag strip. And he bought this Falcon jet for peanuts. But it would cost too much money to make it airworthy. He thought about it. He really looked into it, and it was just going to cost too much. So he took it apart and had it shipped down to the racetrack, and they put it back together, and now it's sitting outside the front gate of the racetrack. You know, on its landing gear, full airplane, sitting there, and so he's got a Falcon jet sitting down there, and apparently he can start the engines. So if he wants to make some noise, I don't know that he's started them yet, but they should run. They're not locked up or anything, so they should run. The plane flew into Brooksville, and they put it in a hangar, and it sat here for 10 years, just sitting in a hangar. So it's not been out in the weather or anything. It's in really good shape, but it's just going to cost too much to put it in the air. So I guess he's decided not to put it in the air. He could always change his mind. I mean, you know, if he finally wants to, you know, take the wings back off and put it on a truck and ship it someplace and have them fix it. The big problem was, I guess it was just $1 million alone just to buy it, what they call a hush kit, because the engines that are on that plane are no longer legal to fly without a hush kit. And I guess the hush kit costs, I think it's $1 million per engine. So he just, that alone, although he joked around, he said, well, what, you know, if I fly into an airport without the hush kit, how much is the fine? And they said, oh, the fine's like $100 or something. And he just laughed. He said, well, I'll fly it all over the world. I'll just pay the $100 fine every place I go. Who cares, you know? So, but anyway, so he didn't do that. It's down there in front of the racetrack now, sitting on its landing gear in the grass. And he did a video the other day where he was sleeping in the plane, and they woke him up, and he came running out of the plane to go do something. I forget what the hell he was doing, but they already shot a video in the plane where he was sleeping in the plane, and they came and woke him up and drug him out of the plane. Oh, that's right. It was that drifter guy's car, and somebody put a bomb in the wheelie. Is it a Fiero? I think it's a Fiero that they made a wheelie machine out of it, put the engine in the back, and so they put a bomb in the Fiero, and it's in the middle of the racetrack, and they had to get down there, and somebody chained their two cars together. So his Corvette was chained to the other guy's drifter Mustang, and they had to go down there. So they're drifting, you know, chained together, and that backfired because the chain got wrapped around the suspension of the Mustang and ripped the whole nose off the car. I knew that was going to happen. As soon as I saw that, I said, that ain't going to work. I know it looks cool and everything, but as soon as he runs over that chain, it's going to go bad. He did run it over a couple times, and it was okay, but it finally caught up with him. Yeah, so so that kind of screwed up the drift car. And but yeah, so more shenanigans. And then they blew up the Fiero. I don't think they blew it up. I think they put some kind of pyrotechnic stuff in it to make it look like they blew it up. It caught on fire, but I think the fire was all like on the roof kind of thing, and they probably put it out right away, so they really didn't damage the car too bad. So, oh, excuse me, but you know they've already wrecked that car twice, so I don't know that they want to keep playing with that. He might have retired it anyway, so. And George was driving it. Squirrel was driving it both times that got wrecked. So yeah, he's crazy, all right. Yeah, he is. I met him. I finally met him in person. I went down to Sick Week, and shook his hand and told him, I'm the guy that told you that your builder only built your garage is 18 feet long. And he goes, oh my God, you don't know how much money you saved me. Thank you so much for catching that. Oh my God, he couldn't thank me enough for that. So, yeah, he's quite the character. He's a really nice guy. He's got a huge heart. I mean, he just wants to help everybody. Um, but I think he's young and he's gonna hurt somebody, and then he's not gonna be able to live with himself. Like if he Squirrel or Jimmy or one of the guys gets hurt in one of his shenanigans, um, I think it's gonna kill him. It's just gonna kill him that he killed or hurt somebody in his being silly. So he had a scooter race I watched today. Did you guys see that? They had a 100-lap scooter race, and two guys got hurt in that race. Um, One looked really bad. The guy screwed up his hand pretty good, but he's okay. Um, yeah. So yeah, they had little scooters. They had two-man teams, 8 scooters, 100-lap race. They had to do 3 driver changes, 1 pit stop, um, 5 laps tandem, so they both had to be on the scooter at the same time. These guys are all, 200 pounds. You had 2 of them on a scooter. So they had to go 5 laps with the tandem, and then they had challenges, and then they had to go over a jump. They had to jump the jump twice. I think that's all of it. They had to do a gas stop, fill up the gas tank, 3 driver changes. Yeah, so it was comical to watch. It was funny. But yeah, he got every time something goes wrong and he thinks he's hurt somebody, he gets pretty upset about it. I don't know if you guys saw when George rolled the Fiero. That scared him to death. He thought he killed his buddy, and but he recovers and he just does something sillier again. And one day it's not going to be good. One day somebody's going to get hurt bad or dead, and then I don't know what he's going to do. That'll probably end his whole shenanigan career, because I don't think he'll recover from it. I think he's just got that big heart that that I don't think he'd be able to live with himself if he did if he hurt somebody. So um, I don't know. We'll see. I hope not, but I suspect it's going to happen. I hope it doesn't, but I suspect it's going to happen. But yeah, Eric, you're right. He's pretty crazy. The shenanigans that he does. I don't know if you guys watched the campers racing through Deal's Gap, 318 turns in 11 miles. When Squirrel was driving the camper, he was scaring Cletus to death. I mean, he was white knuckling his seat while George is almost going off the side of the mountain because there's no guardrails. If you go off, you just go down. It's not a you know yeah, I think he's in jail, isn't he? I saw something about that. There's a documentary on YouTube you can watch. I didn't watch it, but I saw it. But yeah, I think he's in jail for something. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't follow it. I don't know what he did, but yeah, I think he's in jail for something. So if it's money laundering or whatever, but yeah. Oh, you got 15 years? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't follow it, so I didn't know for sure. Um, yeah, Cletus bought airplanes, helicopters, race cars. He bought half the drag strip. Now he owns the oval by himself, and he's half owner of the drag strip right next door to it. They share the same road in. I've been going down there forever since I moved here in '83. I watched Tony Stewart race on the oval track down there. It was an IndyCar race, I think. Um, Maybe an Indy Light or maybe it was a a sprint car. Yeah, I'm never going back to prison. I promise. Okay, Big Jim. Good to know. Glad to hear you're turning your life over. Good to know. Yeah, yeah. We don't want you going back to jail. So I don't know. What do you guys want to talk about? Anything new in any of your lives you want to talk about? Any questions you've got for me about anything? Um, I can't get into any details about Barbara, but we're um, I won big, and she's going to pay. She called my attorney the other day and said she's going to pay. So she's not going to appeal this and try to, she's finally decided to, you know, I feel bad. I never wanted to come to this. I really feel bad that she did all this. It wasn't necessary, and it cost her a lot of money, and I really feel bad. It cost me a lot of money. Thank God I'm going to get my money back because I've got 10 grand in this, and so now I'll get my money back. Um, oh, is that what he was doing? No kidding. Oh wow. Yeah. That'll get you in trouble for sure. So yeah, so the barber thing I think is over. I hope. I'd still like to be her friend. I certainly don't want to be her enemy. I hope we can work this out, but um, that's about all I can say on here. Um, so yeah, it's a victory, but it's not a. I don't feel good about it. All right, it should have never happened, and I don't feel good about it. But the only thing I'm happy about is I'm getting my money back. So, and after that, we'll just let it lie. Let's see what else happened. Oh, I got my properties finished. As far as and I think I've talked about this a long time ago. At the time that I bought this property, I bought it from John Fletcher, and him and his daughter owned the property. Both their names were on the deed of the property. But I gave him a down payment, and he financed it, and I was making payments to him. And the financial paperwork was only in his name, not the daughter's. And then he died before I paid it off. So she called me and explained that, hey, my dad died, blah blah blah. So just please make the checks out to me and mail them to my address. And I said, okay, no problem. So I did that, and I paid it off. And then she went to an attorney and wrote up papers that said that the loan's paid full, and the property's mine, blah blah blah. But that didn't release the loan because the loan wasn't in her name. So without opening a probate, having somebody assigned to speak and sign on John's behalf, even though there was no money owed, it showed that there was an unsatisfied lien on the property. Even though I have papers to prove that I don't owe that money, it wasn't free and clear. It still showed a open. So buying our trailer, if I want to finance it, which I've decided I'm gonna, I don't know how much of it. I can put a lot. I could pay cash for it, but I'm not going to do that. But depending on how much I put down, we'll finance the rest of it. and I probably wouldn't have been able to get a loan with that unsatisfied, loan on the property. So it cost me $7,000 to get that satisfied. So that hurt. Between 10 grand to Barbara and then another seven to get the property cleared. It's not been a good year already, but it's done. So everything's moving forward. It looks like I'm going to get my money back from the Barbara thing, so that's good because I really need that. And the property's clear now, so now we can move forward with the new trailer. And like I said, we're probably just going to put it on this side of the garage over here now instead of waiting until. Well, we might wait till September anyway because of the weather. I don't know, but we might order it now so that it's ready to go. And I'll just keep working on this, and we'll see what we end up with. But I don't think I can get the stuff out of the house by September. Unless we rent a couple of pods, but then we're going to be paying monthly rents on the pods. So I can either pay to have it put over here with new electrical and septic, or I can pay to rent pods to put all my shit in it, so I can tear this trailer down and put it where the old one was. 6 to 1/2 dozen the other. It's going to cost me money either way. So I think we're just going to. I would rather put the new one up somewhere else, and then we'll empty that one as we go. I'll clean it out, throw shit away, move stuff, and then when that's empty, then I can just tear it down. Oh, I am. That's still on the table, Jim. Yeah, coming out to see you. That's just working that in with everything else. We're still going to travel. Deb's got to retire, and she's not going to retire till July. So anything we do traveling-wise is going to happen after July. So, and yeah, I plan to do that. We're going to come around to go see everybody. I don't know if Jeff's still in here. He was in here at the beginning. Jeff Customs, I think they have an event in September. So I'm going to go to that. I'm either on my way out or on my way back. I don't know which way we're going to go. But yeah, and I might go to Bigfoot, depending on how that works out. Yeah, and Jim, let me know when's the best time to come out and stay with you. When do you want me to come out, so I can kind of schedule around all that. But yeah, I want to go out and see Victor, go see Wild Bill. Eric, I want to come see you. So yeah, I'm planning on, once I find out where you all live, I could draw it on a map and then plan a direction. So yeah, you got air conditioning and you got a big lake we can fly planes in and swim in, right? So yeah, I'm okay with the hot. Listen, I live in Florida. It's hot all year round. I like the heat. I don't like the cold. I like the heat. Jono, what's up? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. So yeah, so all you guys, give me some schedules. When's a good time to come your way? And we'll try to make plans to travel, because that's on the table. We're gonna do that. Before the trailer's in, after the trailer's in, while the trailer's being put in. I don't know. We'll see. The pond. So what? The catfish aren't going to do anything. Maybe we can ride them. We'll put a saddle on them and we'll ride them. Have you flown any planes off of it yet? The pond? I'm definitely going to bring a couple of float planes with me for sure. Well, you have access to that year round, right? You can go to Joe Knoll anytime you want, right? We don't have to wait for the Joe Knoll event. Although I do want to go to that one time. I'm gonna float fly there too. I don't want to go out on the main. The main. I'm just gonna go. I hope to park on the lake and just fly on the lake. That, I might go watch some flying somewhere else, but I'm only gonna float fly at Joe Knoll. I'm not going out on the main runway. Too busy. Shh, not yet. Okay. Yeah, so that's still on the table. We're gonna do that. Um, wow, it's almost been 2 hours. Holy crap! Oh, so you got cataract surgery in June. Okay, that's good. Yeah, like I said, Deb's probably not going to retire till July, so we're not going traveling until after July. Um, so whenever, however the trailer works in, like I said, I don't even have to be here. I just put it there. I'll see you in 2 weeks or I'm 2 months. Because I don't need to be here to watch that, and I'd rather not. Um, you know, when they put this building up, it was the worst thing I could do was to stand here and watch them destroying the building while they were putting it up. It was a nightmare. They did everything wrong. It was terrible. Because there's listen, I'm not at all racist or anything. They don't speak English and they don't understand when you try to tell them something. Okay, I rented a machine for $1,400 that has a 30-foot reach, so that they didn't have to drive it on the concrete and break all my concrete. They put cracks all through my concrete because this machine weighs 28,000 pounds. Okay, and they drove it up on the concrete, and that the whole reason for renting this thing with a 30-foot reach is so that they didn't have to drive it on the concrete. They never once extended the boom. They just lifted it up. They never extended it. So they were driving all over the concrete. The tire tracks are all over the concrete, and the cracks everywhere where because it was the pressure of the concrete wasn't rated for 28,000 pounds. They couldn't understand what they were doing wrong. When I tried to explain it to them, they didn't get it. And even the woman that owns the company didn't get it. When I called her bitching that they're driving this thing on well, they have to. I said, no, that's why it's got a 30-foot reach. So they don't have to drive it on the concrete. She didn't get it either. So it was just a nightmare. This whole thing was such a nightmare. All right, Big Jim. Have a good night, man. We'll see you later. How long a trip is it to EQ for you to go to Joe Knoll? Are we talking hours, minutes? How far a drive is it? Live long and prosper, Big Jim. That's my Star Trek buddy there. Where's? Oh, that's right. They're over there. I have half of an Enterprise within reach. I printed a. We'll put it over here. Let me. We'll do that. So that's Enterprise D, half of one. It stopped in the middle of the print. That was my fault. I screwed up. About 40 minutes. No kidding. Well, that is pretty close. Yeah, so I've printed 3 of these, 2 real full ones, and then this half one here. And so I keep this to show infill. That all that infill in there, you don't need anything near that. It's way too dense, way too much. Waste of filament, waste of time, waste of filament. So this is much easier. Here's half of a Millennium Falcon, also a fail, my fault. But this was done with a much bigger, and it's called cubic. And this uses like almost 1/10 less filament to print that infill for strength than this. And it took 3 hours off a print job by switching it from this to this. Shortened the print time by 3 hours. So that was huge. So yeah, my field that I go to is about 40 minutes away, and it's in the same county I live in. You know, I don't even leave the county. You know, it's still in Pasco County. You know, but it's about 40 minutes away. So, yeah, that's how far I drive to go flying most of the time. There's 2 other fields that are closer I can go to, but I generally don't. I usually just go there. Um, well, actually, the one field's farther away. Not a lot farther, about an hour to the one field. And the other one's only about 20 minutes. The hour away field, though, is it's got a paved runway. They fly turbine jets there. A lot of the guys that don't fly at my old field, where Bo is, have moved up there, so that's where they fly now. So if I want to go fly with those guys, I go up there to fly. And so yeah, it's so. But I still like going to Bo's the most. You know, it's you know, I don't have to pay fees or anything. Oh well, there's a 4th field too, but that one's even farther away. I would say Imperial is probably the longest distance. It's not 100 miles. It's about 75 miles. It's real close to 75 miles away. That's the 4th field I fly at. So not the Tahoe trailer, but the actual Tahoe you were going to pull the Tahoe trailer. The engine blew up. Is that what you're saying? Wiggs, what's up? Yeah, I can print you a new engine. I actually printed an engine. Do I have that handy here? Where is that engine? Hey, where did I put that? I didn't take it with me to the flea market for sure. I know I didn't take it there. It's got to be laying here somewhere. Where the hell did I put that damn thing? It might be in the drawer. Let me look in the drawer. I've been putting everything that I want to keep, but don't necessarily want sitting out in the drawer. But it might be in here. Oh no, I know where it is. Because it's a spark plug holder and I used it when I put the spark plugs in the Buick. I'll be right back. I think I know exactly where it is. Ah, there you go. One of the spark plugs is MIA, but yeah, so yeah, it's a spark plug holder. You know, you index your plugs when you take them out, so you know where you took them out. And it's a V8 block, fully. All the details are in it, guys. They've got oil passages, everything. I mean, literally, this thing would run. The heads are available. The main caps. So if you look here, the mains are there. So you could, you know, drill in. There's an oil hole down the middle for oiling the crank, and yeah, it's pretty detailed. It's not bad. It's pretty cool. 3D printed engine. So I can make it any size. I could make it full size. So yeah, pretty cool. But I made it this size exactly so that these spark plugs would fit in the holes, and they do. They fit right in. Actually, these are a little rusty, so they're not fitting exactly in. Brand new plugs just sits right down in it. But that's good enough. It doesn't matter. They're sitting in there. You know, you just set that on the top of the engine, and you pull the plugs, and you keep them in order, and you stick them in the little holes. So there you go. Yeah. Are we concrete drying again? No. No, I got the camera switched. I was showing a couple of small things. I'll switch it back. Are you done racing already? I think I was. Did they simulcast it on YouTube? I was watching a GT race on YouTube. Was that you? So what are you spending $4,000 on? Are you buying an engine for $4,000? Well, the race I was watching on YouTube was pretty cool. They were winged, the GT cars, some kind of road course. I think there was a road course. I didn't watch it that long, but pretty sure it was a road course. And there was an in-car camera at the time I was watching. Um, so yeah, it looked pretty cool. You got the whole steering wheel seat rig thing going with monitor in front of you, or are you just desktoping it? Cool. So you got the seats and the wheel and the pedals. Well, you must have a monitor or a TV screen in front of you. Probably not a wraparound, but just a good size screen in front of you. Eric, what's your zip code? Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, we'll see you later. Have a good night. What year's your Tahoe? Yeah, I think we're supposed to have rain tomorrow. Um, but I might try to go fly in the morning. We'll see. I'm debating. I should have gone today this morning because it didn't start raining until 3 o'clock. So if I'd have gone today early, I could have flown. Do you know a place down the street from you called Tony's Truck Parts, Eric? It says it's 5 miles from your house. Well, from your zip code. Um, they have a takeout engine for $1,000. Comes with a warranty. Simple as that. $1,000. Drop it in the car. Ready to go. Drop it in the truck. No Fred tonight. I don't know what happened to Fred. I would have thought I'd saw Fred in here tonight. Nope, no Fred. Yeah, the easiest way, the cheapest and easiest way to soup it up is just put some nitrous on it. A 50 shot will be unbelievable. Trust me. That's the easiest way to do it. You want to soup it up, boy. That's your glory right there. And then it's normal to when you turn it off, it's just perfect. Normal. But when you want to go, it's a flip of a switch. Yeah, wigs, just like these. Yeah, that'll super up. Yeah, we'll flip them over so it looks more like an engine. Well, if your Tahoe's down, what's your daily driver right now? What are you driving to work every day? What are you painting? What are you poly coating? Wigs before you run off. Give us a little update. What are you putting the poly on? MiG 29. Okay, who's MiG 29? Is it an ARF big ARF kid, or is it a Free Wing? Was Free Wing I think it was Free Wing that came out with the big MiG 29. The yeah they called it the Big 29. Yeah, the big. Oh, okay. Yeah, so it is the big red. I don't think I've seen the red version. So you're polying it, huh? Okay, cool. All right. Well, good luck with that. I hope that works out good, and maybe we'll see you next week. Take care. Have a good night. All right, Eric. I'm going to tell you a little story, and just think about it. All right. So 20 years ago, it's been 20 years. A buddy of mine had an Impala SS just like mine, and I put a supercharger on it for him. Um, and this car is immaculate inside out. He has so much custom work done on this car. Custom interior, special leather seats, special carpeting on the floor. There were two-tone seats. This was a gray-green Impala, so the seats were gray leather with suede dark green leather inserts in the middle of the seats. Sound system galore. The whole trunk was laid out, with carpet and the panels with, a sound system in the trunk with all the lights, and everything. I mean, everything was mounted in the trunk. The head unit was in the dash, but all the components were in the trunk, and beautiful wheels on it. And then we built this beautiful motor with a supercharger on it, and it was this showpiece. It was an absolute car to take to a show, and and make the ladies wet. I mean, it was beautiful. And something happened to the motor. I don't remember what. He's probably running it too lean, but he broke the motor. So he asked me to come over and take the motor out of the car for him. So I did. I brought my chair. He was in Orlando, so it's about a 2-hour drive. So I threw my cherry picker on the trailer, and he went back out there, and we took the motor back out of the car. And then it sat in his driveway for a couple of years with no motor in it. And finally, he lives in one of those deed restricted communities. And somebody finally bitched that the car obviously doesn't drive because it's never moved, and so he had to move it out of the driveway. So he had to go pay to have it stored somewhere. So now he's paying storage for it, and the motor's in the garage, and he doesn't have the money to fix the motor. And I told him 20 years ago, listen, we can put a $400 motor in the car right now, and you can drive it and enjoy it while we're, having the fancy motor rebuilt and all that. For $400, we can get a motor, put it in the car, and you can drive the car and go to car shows and enjoy the car. No, I don't want to do that. $400. I don't want to do that. Okay, all right. So it sat for 20 years. It's been moved from yard to yard to yard. It's now in Colorado. It's not in Florida anymore. And he just sold it with no motor in it. It's all tore up because it's been in salvage yards getting beat up from dogs and all kinds of crap. And it got all beat up and everything. And, he didn't get to enjoy the car for 20 years because he didn't want to put a $400 motor in it. So $1,000, you can put your Tahoe back on the road, enjoy it, use it, pull your trailer, and do all the things you want to do while you're saving up to build a hot rod motor. Okay? So think about it, because it's pretty easy, to do that. And I can make time to come up there and help you put a motor in it if you want, if you need me. I'm here. So I can throw the cherry picker on the trailer and come up there and help you put it in if you want to do that. So, but don't let it sit for years while you're trying to save up money to build it into a hot rod. For $1,000, you can put a motor in it that's got a warranty and be driving it next week until you decide what you're going to do. So, just a thought, but think about it, because to let it sit while you're trying to save up money is just not a good idea. And I know you're going to say, yeah, but I don't want to spend the money twice. I understand that. I do. But think about how many years, before you get what you want and all what you could have been doing with the vehicle in the meantime. To pull your trailer, go, big airplanes, because, what are you going to put that B-17 in to go fly it? I'm sure you need your trailer to do that. So just think about it. I wish my buddy would have thought, better of it. I was going to buy the car. I just, when I bought the Daytona, I was going to call Mike and say, hey, you still got your car? Because I'm gonna come buy it. I'm gonna put the $400 motor in it myself and drive it. So I was probably gonna have to have it painted because I'm sure the paint was ruined, but it was a beautiful car, so it would have been worth it. He just as I was about to call him, he posted on Facebook that he sold it, and I was like, so obviously I wasn't supposed to have that car. I was definitely supposed to have this one. There's no doubt about it. Been on Facebook forever, and nobody wanted it. And the only reason nobody wanted it is because God wanted me to have it. Because people were calling this guy up. They wanted to get. They only wanted the motor out of it. They didn't want the car. They just wanted the motor. And I'm like, it's a Daytona, for crying out loud. Are you serious? Yeah, he got more calls. $2,000, $3,000. He took it to CarMax. They only wanted to, I think they offered him $4,000 for it. And then he took it to the dealership. The Dodge dealership only wanted to give him $1,000 for it. I mean, guys, this car is perfect. The paint is perfect. The interior is perfect. There's 4 little teeny cracks in the driver's seat that I can fix in an hour. And other than that, the car is perfect. It's got a new motor in it. The motor went bad. I don't know how many. Well, I don't know how many years ago, but the new motor only has 6,000 miles on it, and it's a factory refurbished from Chrysler, Dodge, Hemi, and so that's got a brand new motor in the car, and I stole the thing, so I just couldn't believe it. So I'm sure Mike would have charged me more for his non-running no motor Impala than I paid for this perfectly drivable Dodge Daytona. So, just unbelievable that this is the car I was supposed to get, without a doubt. Are you able to do it yourself, or you got to pay a shop to put all this stuff together? Oh, good deal. Good man. Yeah, train a paint job for the labor. Good job. Yeah, I love bartering. That's the best way to do shit, man. Is barter. I love that. We need to get. Well, good deal then. If you're painting an Escalade for it, that's a good job. That'll be good. So this guy's going to do all the work with the, you know, the motor tranny and everything all at once. Well, if anything changes, my friend, let me know. If you need some help, don't be afraid to call me. All right. I know you have my number, so you know, give me a call. All right, guys, I'm gonna call it. It's good to see you. You know, I was expecting a little better turnout, but that's okay. The important people were here. That's what matters. So right. Thanks, Slappy. We'll see you later. All right, Eric. Well, like I said, if anything changes, you need some help, give me a call. All right. And the rest of you guys, have a good night. We'll talk to you later. All right. See you guys tomorrow night. And oh no, not tomorrow night. Deb was off Friday, so I keep thinking today's Sunday. So yeah. So Monday night, Wild Bill. We'll see you in the flying. All right, guys. So have a great night. We'll catch you later. Good night.